Good. Right now, congratulations.
Great.
Again, that's the difference in house. You know, it was night and day. What was the message at halftime, and what do you think kind of spurred that second half?
I just think our girls knew that we had to play the long game, that it was going to be 4 quarters. And I just think they dug in towards the end of the second and the third. I think there was a lot of adrenaline in the first quarter, and we know better than to let that get the best of us. So the girls just did a good job. They knew it was going to take 4 quarters.
And like you sort of took over there in that second quarter to get that momentum before halftime. How big was that defense?
Sorry. It was awesome. I think, just kind of having each other's back and possessing the ball when we get on offense and finding, the looks that everyone's creating, even if I was the spark, it's everyone around me that's creating that. It's the defense coming up with the stops, the transition, so, our offense going to work. So, it's just having fun out there and, trusting the offense, trusting our whole team and the game plan, honestly.
Well, defensively, what changed in that second half? Because you guys are basically locked up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we kind of what Acacia was saying, like we knew this was going to be a really good game going into it. So we knew we were just going to have to trust our preparation. Our big theme was trust. So I feel like we really leaned into that in the second half, just trusting our 1v1s, trusting our teammates, trusting ourselves. And I feel like that really pushed us to then just play better all around, play all like with all 8 of us. We knew all 8 of us could beat their 7 for sure.
Morgan, you were amazing, by the way, on that transition. Oh my God.
And Rachel, you made a little bit of history tonight as well.
Great.
Into the game, first of all.
Oh my God.
Have you ever done
Did
that?
she beat Charlotte?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Rachel,
That's
so awesome.
Wow.
Coming in, what you need.
I was really just focused on winning today. Emma knows it was like a little emotional before this game, just knowing there's last couple of games for me. I think just fighting for one more day is the only thing on my mind right now. And again, my 8 goals are a result of Emma being the spark, of Morgan locking it down on defense. My job is easy because of my teammates.
For the draw controls that some of Yale excelled at early, was there anything you saw, any adjustments you guys need to make that really put you in the hole?
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's just a matchup thing. You know what I mean? So Brooke was amazing. She was a great spark. And then Julia Colarusso has been working really hard that she was a better matchup. It's not one person is better than the other. A lot of these decisions are matchup decisions. Sam makes all those decisions herself. She's got it down to a science. I was really excited about that because I think, they've been putting a lot of work in to figure out our draw chemistry. And now it feels like we have a lot of people who are capable of stepping up to it. So that was a huge, I give Sam all the credit on that.
You got 2 seniors and graduates sitting to your right, and the freshmen today were huge across all.
Yep. Caitlin Cole.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of Caitlin. She's the one that sticks out to me the most. Like, I'm just so overwhelmed with her growth in the last 9 months, but then to step up to play some of the best attackers in the country and play such great, and Avery too, like such great,
Julia Hodel.
and Julia Hodel stepped in. I mean, these girls they have like a really good, humble approach to our game. And I think it serves them really well because they're hungry to learn. And I was actually just commenting the other day how I love how they all talk to each other. Like they are very humble and hungry, but they're funny and they're loose. And I think they bring a great element to the team.
So great. You've been a Gillette. This group is not. Is there anything you can take from that last time? Or is it just, completely out of sight?
We're playing in Boston, so we need the city to show up. They showed up for us 8 years ago. That was the beginning of our neon tradition. And it needs to be bigger and better, but we have a week to get ready. I think, once you get to the Final Four, it really is anybody's game. So it's going to be who wants it more, who prepares harder. And I'll take my group over everyone.
And just when you hear 8 straight Final Fours, that's mind-boggling. What goes through your mind when you hear that?
I mean, I came to BC for, a few reasons, and one of them obviously being a Final Four. And I feel like when you're sitting on your couch and you're watching Boston College, you obviously want to be part of that. So coming here and actually getting to be a part of it is so special, but you get to kind of understand why this group and this team and the coaches and just Boston College is like such a cool atmosphere and such a special group of people. So when I think of it, I think of like the people that get you there and just how much fun that we have. And yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just such a legacy and
Mhm.
like even learning from the seniors last year and like meeting some of the alumni, like you just want to play for the people who
Mhm.
came before you. Like they built this program. It's absolutely incredible. And you want to carry on the legacy. You want to make everyone proud and represent BC lacrosse the best you can.
Sebby, Dan?
I think about really quick, just want to go on the record saying this, 8 Final Fours, 3 national championships. That's what we need
Mhm.
total.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan?
Just one question. Do you guys feel there's extra pressure of continuing the streak of making the championship? And if so, how do you guys deal with that, especially with every team they come in with a mindset of you guys are the team to beat. So how do you guys really handle all that pressure?
For me, I don't think it's like a pressure of making it to the championship because we want it so bad. Like, I don't think it's like a pressure, like, oh my gosh, the team before us did it, we have to do it. I think it's like this group wants to do it so bad. Like, we want to bookend our career just like the seniors before us. I think it's just every single year, the players coming through this program are so hungry and want it every single year. I don't even think it's a pressure. I think it's more of a want and a hunger.
More questions?
And then just one from me is within the game there was all this off-ball movement, whether it was on a clear, whether it was in the attack, whether it was even in the defending mode. Where does kind of that vision come from working with one another to either make the stop defensively or Rachel, in your case, to get open for a shot or in the midfield, get open for those transition runs?
I feel like, especially in the clear, that comes from work in the fall. That's like something we really emphasize, like these past 9 months, like that just doesn't come because we're in the postseason. I feel like that has grown since we came together in August and worked together as a team. I feel like that, going back to what I said about trust, like that's just trusting that your teammate's going to break open. And I know, speaking defensively, like on the clear, knowing Shay's going to make the save, and then we're going to have her outlets and we're going to push the ball, and Rachel's going to pop as hard as she can to get open. We're going to push red zone, push the transition looks, because I feel like that's where we play our best lacrosse and just never taking our foot off the gas.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think like we talked a lot about, like you don't have to score. If you score, it doesn't mean like you're the only one that did that. I think we talk a lot about off ball movement and cutting as hard as you can to, help your teammate out. And I think like, that's just so important and something we talk about a lot.
Yeah, and again, just to touch some, I agree with them, but like we love this group loves each other so much, and I think we see how hard each other work at practice. So when Shay's standing on her head, when Caitlin Cole's making a one-handed grab, when the defense is running out of shot clock, like we know how hard that is and how hard they're working, and that just inspires us to connect the units and go and do our job.
Coach, I know you were asked about 8 straight Final Fours. I just gotta ask, like, for you 8 years ago, how much has things lacrosse wise, personal wise, like how much have things changed in 8 years for you? Like when you look back and be like, hey, we've gone every year, but man, this is wild.
Yeah. How old is this? 3 kids later, like incredible groups of women that have come in and have maintained, the legacy. I mean, it's amazing. Like my family has changed, the BC lacrosse family has changed, but for the group to continue to do what they've done just speaks to, I think, the leadership that comes in, and then honestly, like the fellowship, like people get on board, they get here and they're like, this is the standard. We got to do it. But no, it's been great. The BC lacrosse family has grown. Boston College has supported us, and we've developed, a ton of support with the city. All the little girls that came out tonight on the field, they're all crying, they're so excited. But the school has really supported us. And I think that goes along with the growth, continued growth, because it gets harder and harder every year. And I think that's what I'm most proud of is this is not easy. And so for the fact that the girls can figure out a way to do it every year, it speaks to their determination and the culture.